Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sit Down and Log Down with me, Joe Emilio, and my guest tonight, Sne Dladla. Now, before I bring him onto the show, just a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that I do accept donations for my guests. 80% of the proceeds go to my guest, 20% goes to me. The donation box will remain open until the 16th of May. 11:30 p.m. So even if you're watching this after the fact, you can still donate. Please do. This is in aid of all my guests because this is all we have right now. This is pretty much all we can do. And and on this show, we get to know the performers behind the microphone. Yes. And a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that tomorrow is a roast evening. So every Friday I do a roast with comedians that have challenged each other to roast. Tomorrow night it is Nelson de and Chantel Fenter, and I'll be your roast master. That's going to be a lot of fun. So tune into that. Anything goes in a roast, okay? We only roast the ones we love, and anything goes during a roast. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to bring on a very talented, human. Like, he acts. I think he sings. He sung at a gig once. He acts. He's award winning. He's everything in one, and he is a super, super nice, awesome human. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. He's not going to hear it, but it's fine. Welcome to the show, Sne Dladla. Hey, Sne, how are you?
I'm good, yourself.
Looking pretty as always.
Thank you for lying to me. I appreciate it. I just tell the truth straight away. I don't appreciate during this time.
Oh man, we were actually chatting off air very quickly. You were saying how now all the artists have to adapt, and you're actually gonna get involved with some interesting things. I don't know if you want to talk about it. We don't have to, but you can air your frustration here. It's a safe place.
This sounded like a session. Like we can talk about it, but you don't have to. Only when you're ready. Yeah, man. We're busy with the festival, man. We're busy with the show. We had a show we were originally working with, and all the relative funders were involved. We're now booked and ready to sign things off, and then Corona said, no, not this year, not today.
Yeah.
So now we've had to kind of chuck that whole concept away and try do an entire show. And the first concept we started, in fact, last year to put together. And it was now ready to begin with rehearsal and so on and so forth. So now we've got 3 weeks to make a completely new show.
Wow.
And film, record, build all the characters, build the set. So my stress is high currently at the moment because every day we're going, okay, so are we sure this is the topic that we want? I had this other idea. Oh, maybe let's do that. We're working on that the whole day, and then the next day we're like, I had a different idea. Then we change ideas all the time. So it's scary, but we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
Well, how are you doing otherwise? I mean, like, is there anything that you're missing during this lockdown besides stage time?
Oh, dude, it's right now I'm just missing a change of vegetation. Like, all, like the simple things I miss. Like when I go shopping to go buy stuff, I take my time on purpose now because I'm seeing different things. I'm like, oh, I've never enjoyed looking at a packet of chips as much as I do on the shelf. So I miss just leaving, just even just go visit people and just like I love my lady. I love her to bits. I love her dearly. But we both just wanna just go outside and even because even the way we stay right now, they said we're not allowed to go out even to the grass area. You just have to stay in. And if you're gonna leave, you're gonna go grab food and come back. So we just here look at each other and neither of us can go to salon or get treated, so we're just disintegrating in front of each other. So I'd say I just want to change the vegetation, man. That's
I was actually speaking to my wife, and I was telling her, like, I think when the lockdown is over, we're just gonna go away for like a week,
yeah.
like just go somewhere into the wilderness, maybe even camp. And we hate camping, but like we hate camping. We're not the Bear Grylls type. I don't know what to do with a twig and a leaf. I don't know, but I'll fucking do it.
It makes so much sense. There's so many things that I think people are gonna do now after lockdown.
Yeah.
All the shit that we hated, like even conversing with a friend that is not actually your friend. Hey man, no, tell me how you doing? No, really, I really want to get to know you better because we'll never know if we might go back. So it's a scary time right now, man. I don't even know myself anymore. Like I don't know about you. How long are your phone calls and all of that now?
Oh, dude. Like, okay, so I don't. I'm not gonna talk about the one, but I will talk about.
No, why are you hiding stuff?
I will say this. I was actually speaking to another comedian earlier today about this. Adrian, I was speaking to him about this. How it's become annoying how people don't seem to have any boundaries anymore. Like before, people would WhatsApp you or text you like, "Hey, can I call you now?" Now they
Yeah,
just call,
yeah.
which is annoying as hell. Stop doing that. But, and the worst thing is usually in the morning. Now I don't know about you, but my sleep patterns are out of whack
Yes,
completely.
they're
Like
all fucked.
wait, like I'm nocturnal now. That's pretty
Yeah,
much.
I, I'm with you there. I
So
sleep at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. usually now,
yeah,
and
me
I'll be
too.
up around about 11 a.m.
How crazy is that though? Like I find that everybody's doing that. Are we as human beings becoming nocturnal now when we're inside? Like if humans remain
Yeah,
inside, we just become nocturnal. Because we seem to be doing it all as together like that as a species. Everyone I speak to, they're like, "Yeah, I can only sleep at 4 or 3," and I'm like,
yeah.
"Wow, that's fascinating." But anyway,
I think the realization of you're not going anywhere hit us too late.
maybe.
So we're just like, oh, so I'm still gonna be in here? Oh, okay. And then it started creeping in further and further because I just sleep at like 1
Mm,
at first.
yes.
Then I was like, I can do one more episode.
Yeah.
And then 2 hits, I'm like, but I really want to find out what happens next. And then next minute it was 4. The other day I stayed up until 6 because I was watching a series and it really got me hooked. And I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna finish it.
Tiger King.
And then like I was in the last episode and I'm hearing Hadidas outside. And I was like, shucks. Do I just watch this later or do I ignore the Hadidas? What's the decision at this point? It's fucking
Man.
difficult.
Every now and again, I might just interrupt you to address some of the comments that come through. Nabila Isat is here, and she says, "Good evening, gents." Hello, Nabila. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Oh, Nabila. Hey, Nabila, I did another lockdown session vibe going live. Nabila is intense. Nab- Nabila needs to be like an editor for comedy shows, but for one-liners. Because she's
What?
got like a body timer where she expects a laugh like every 10 seconds. And she was even commenting, what is this shit? This is boring. Oh my gosh. Where are the jokes? I was like, oh God, Nabila. That's a name I haven't forgotten in a week and a half because I'm never doing live again after this if Nabila's around. No offense, Nabila,
That's
but yo.
that's weird because she enjoys my comedy.
Oh shit. Well, thank you
I've
so much
got
for that.
I've got the
That's one
snapshots
ticket
to
less
prove
to
it.
my shows. Now I know. Oh gosh.
Just kidding. Oh man, look, I will say that she is intense. Like I always tell her this. And I know she's watching now. There's a job for you, Nabila. If you manage to come to South Africa, um, there is a job waiting for you at Comedy Cartel because she would be my Des. You know Des from
Mm.
Cape Town Comedy Club. She'd be my Des because she's just on it like all the time, and she's a hell of a promoter. I'll give her that. Thank you. She's
Oh,
always
okay.
watching. Yeah, she's always watching. She's always sharing. She's always like promoting the
Nabila?
comedy and stuff like that. If she likes you, she'll. I'm
Oh.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Does
Even
she have friends that
yeah. She's saying here in the comments though, she's saying that she didn't say that, and that you must have her confused with someone else.
I must have a confused with someone else?
Yes.
No. Nabila, you have to understand I'm wounded. I'll never forget the face of the person who hurt me. If I were to go to police station right now, I'll go, yeah, that's her. Definitely. I know. Joe, you don't understand. She took people down, and I wasn't even on yet. I was like, oh, good Lord. Go. What's going to happen once I'm on? It's like, when you see like comics die, but like it's 4 of them dying. Because if one person dies, it's okay. But like if you see like 4 comics die in a row, and then the MC goes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome your next act. I think he's really going to get the energy up. And now he's creating expectation that I don't know if I can deliver on. It's that feeling. When I saw Nabila commenting, going, what is the shit? I went, oh no. Oh no.
I gotta admit something though. I'm laughing so hard because I've watched some of those shows, and she is Nabila. We love you. We love you. I gotta say that we love you, but she is a bit intense. I've seen her say it's like, oh my word, is this comedy? I was like, yo, to someone else.
You had such good intentions. You were ready to try to change someone's life for the better. And the comment is this comedy? Sure. I can't. I cannot. I think this vocation sometimes really makes me question, am I in the right space?
But she does say that she's sorry, and she's crying a bit. No, don't cry. We're just messing. And then we have Mr. Fasan, who's also here. Hello, Mr. Fasan. Also a regular. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Thank you so much. And then we have Oba King Moreau is also here. Nabila has just become an online comedy promoter. So, like I was saying, make money, honey. So that's what he says. Like I said, no, she really does share like crazy. Like she is amazing, and I really love her for that. Okay, now they're talking. Joe said yo. Yes.
You see, this is the other problem I realize as well with with people tuning into live streams. They're coming here with their own jokes, and I'm just like, sure. Hey man.
Hey man.
It's like I also did like another live vibe, and I was playing some music there. And when you watch comments that have nothing to do with what you're doing, nothing gets you more motivated. When you're playing a song about we are all in this together, and then someone goes, so what are you guys watching right now? Are we not watching this? I'm just letting it go now. It is what it is.
Yeah. I hope Nabila hasn't left the conversation. I'm sorry, Nabila. Please tell me you're still here.
No,
actually,
never.
you know that she's the sister of. Okay, yeah, no, she's here. You know, she's the sister of what's his name? Farhan Assad.
Oh,
Yeah, that's his sister.
let me just drop my message here. Just speak to her, please. She's hurting
in
my
Joburg,
feelings.
and she's in Zimbabwe.
Uh-uh.
If you put a picture of them next to each other, they do look alike. Mario just popped in and said hello. Hey Mario, good to see you here, Mario, for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. All right. See what I mean, guys? He just can't help himself. All right, so let's get into you. Let's get into your comedy. I want to know, when did you start comedy?
Woo, when did I officially start? I'd say there was 2 starts to it. The first time I actually did a set was with a friend of mine, Tyson Gubeni, who got me to write something for. It's like an award ceremony that happened for one of the groups, societies in university. So I wouldn't say necessarily it was stand-up, but I was like emceeing there, and I wrote some stuff and I tried it there for the first time. Luckily that worked, because if it did not, it would have been a long first night of failure. But I said the first time I actually did comedy was at Rob's show, man. I don't know if you remember Pants on Fire at Festival.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I was doing a theater show there with a theater company. We had 3 shows running at that festival. And that's when we were doing a show with Andrew Butland. And then I told him, I've always wanted to do comedy, man, and try it. Then he said he knows Rob. He can try ask him for like a 5 minute slot for me to do. I was like, oh fuck yeah. Um, and also I was like, you mean Utwaki, like Twaki and Kone around that time? He's like, yeah. I was like, great. So he got me a slot, and I wrote something half an hour before I had to be there.
Wow.
Wrote something quick, memorized it. I was like, okay, let's go, let's do it and see how it happens. And then, yeah, the crowd loved it, luckily.
Nice.
And then afterwards, I was like, fuck it. Sev was there as well. And I was like, guys, don't you want to go produce my show?
Nice.
I want to do a show next year. And they're like, yeah, after what we saw, let's do it.
Wow.
And then I got into comedy that way.
What were you doing, if you don't mind me asking, before comedy though? Like, were you in like a normal 9 to 5 job, or?
I was actually in my first year of working in a theater company, because I actually didn't finish my degree as well.
Oh,
Because I was studying and I had one more year to do. But then during the studying, I thought, as an artist, man, tertiary education does not offer anything for me in terms of understanding the industry and being an actual professional.
yeah.
You can teach me how to make certain works, but you don't know how to cross that boundary for business. So I thought, let me just go work and figure it out on the job, and then it has now led to my career to date.
Well, there you go. Standing testament to that ideology of, especially in theater, because you're right. I studied theater. I studied it for 2 years, graduated, got the certificate, all that stuff, or diploma. But we were constantly told in our class, like, the studying, like, we met actors, we met theater producers, we met directors, and they all told us the same thing. It's cool that you guys are studying it, but you do need to work, and you do need to get into the industry, and it's going to be a long road, and the best way is experience. Which,
Yeah.
kind of like, I was thinking, like, this is like, I think the first time we heard this was 6 months into our studies, and I'm like, well, why the flip am I here?
Yeah.
It's not really a good sell.
The question of our lives.
Yeah. But then again, like, obviously there are cool things, like, or it puts you a bit ahead, because if a director says, okay, I need you to go stage left, you're not like, what stage left?
Yeah.
You know where that is, and if they say go behind the curtain, or exit here, exit there, position, all that stuff, it's already there. Okay, so you grew up. Would you say you grew up with a theater kind of environment? Are your parents also actors or producers or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Because my mom used to conduct choirs,
Nice.
and do like competitions for many years. My dad, once upon a time, actually used to work in a studio
Oh, cool.
and work with sound. And also, my aunts and cousins all play brass instruments. So our entire family side is essentially just music and the arts kind of vibe.
Wow.
So I'm the only one, though, doing the arts professionally in my entire family.
Interesting.
So I'm the black child who broke away from the stereotype of, my boy, the arts. What is the arts? Just be a doctor or something, or even a policeman. Tell your jokes there when you stop them on the side of. I was one of the lucky few to get out of those. Because my parents are very nice, man. My parents raised me with this simple ideal that if you have a plan for what you want to do, then do it. Don't go,
Yeah.
I want to be an actor. And then they go, what's your plan? Oh, I'll just, I'll
We'll see
speak
what
to
happens.
people. Yeah. They wanted a plan. So after high school, I told them step by step what I'm planning to do. And for the next following years, they're like, sounds like you got a good plan. Go for it. We'll support you where you can.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic. How many siblings do you have again?
Oh, 7.
7. Wow.
Well, I'm the last one. I'm the last one of 7.
Oh, so you're the youngest.
Yeah. My father, the man is determined.
How many?
What is round 1? Yeah, 7. Because I've got 3 half siblings, but we just grow up together. We're close like that. I just call them my siblings.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm the last born of those 7, and we grew up very closely to each other. But the way my dad whipped them out, like 1 year, it's a gift, a present he's been waiting to show us. And it was a weird time when he just whipped out. It's like, by the way, you have brothers and sisters. I'm like, yeah, these three is like, no, another three. And then they just started showing up one by one at home. I'm like, what?
Oh,
The
man.
family. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
How
All right.
many, like, two sisters, three, how many?
Three sisters, three brothers.
Okay, so, oh, wow, even split
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. When then I came along and I fucked up the maths. There was a good balance. And then I was like, no, no, no. Well, I could have actually like really changed things even more if I pitched up and I was like, I'm your seventh child, but I'm non-binary. So- but then also these topics as well, let me leave them alone because we're in a sensitive time.
Yeah, we are in a sensitive time. Oh man, I just regard everyone as human. That's the easiest thing because that's what we are, human.
Mm,
So, what did? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Okay, so you started in the industry, you worked in the industry, you got your opportunity, you were backed up by comedians to perform and to grow, and you really have like I remember seeing you on the scene. I think at Armchair at one stage. I remember that's the. Do you remember the first time we met? Was that Armchair?
yeah,
Do you
armchair.
remember? Yeah,
Mm.
and really cool. I think you had a guitar. Oh my god, you were doing such amazing things. You were
Ooh,
singing and you were
that was the early days,
yeah, man.
man. That's when Nelson was also still there at the back.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, because that's when I
exactly.
started out.
Yeah, and then
Hectic.
blast
How
from the
old am I
past.
now? Yeah, I'm going to be 30 this year. So, oh my shit. This is going to be my 10th year of comedy.
Oh, cool. I've hit the 10th. We started pretty much at the same time, and
Hectic.
you've accomplished way more than me. So that's cool. Um,
Joe, it's not the size of the penis, but the rhythm upon which. No, guy, your journey is your journey.
I know, man. I'm just teasing.
I don't have to.
No, I've always enjoyed watching you, especially the first. I remember this one time you came to Armchair. It wasn't the first time. It was like I'd seen you there the first time. Then we got along. We've always gotten along. And then the one time you came to Armchair, you had. I think it was after you did your show in Grahamstown, and you did it. Remember, I still remember. I think I did your poster for Grahamstown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had a guitar, and then I think you brought it to the Armchair. You brought that show to Armchair. Or you brought a portion of it because you were headlining. And man, you were doing these like weird, like the eyes were going, and you were performing your butt off. And I'm like, that that is a comedian.
Hey,
Because
man's got to eat, man. Because you know what's funny? People don't like speaking about this. We all go to festival, right? And we have a great time. But nobody wants to talk about the fact that we're still paying rent
yeah,
back at home. And we've overspent budget already from drinking all the time and having fun nights after the shows.
yeah,
And then we go, so this money that we made at festival, when will it be deposited? And then 2 months later,
yeah, exactly.
then festival goes, oh, by the way, you did a show. Now when you come back, you're like, oh, I need to do every sort of gig. Try make a plan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, cool. So you move? You moved to Joburg, right?
Yeah, it's my third year now here.
Yeah, and how's that going? Tell us about that journey.
The first year was the roughest shit ever. It
Really?
was worse than my first year in Cape Town.
What?
Yeah, it was way worse than my first year in Cape Town because I have
Well,
a kid now and I have a lady. So my first year in Cape Town, I just moved up there with 7,000 rand in my name and without a plan. I knew the people I was going to contact, but I didn't have a plan for work to subsidize that space.
mm,
But when I came up here as well, I was doing King Kong, the musical,
yes.
and then I told them, guys, I'm moving up. I'm coming to do a show up in Joburg. So I had two contracts that were guaranteed for shows, and those contracts ended in June. And I said to myself, I'll find something to replace by June. I did not. 6 months later, there stands there, broke, not a cent to his name. Whew, you know when things start being switched off one by one. First the Wi-Fi goes, you go, oh,
Oh
I
man.
guess. And all I had was SpongeBob series on my Mac. So we just watched SpongeBob every morning. And then the food got finished and my bank account's at zero. Now my lady every morning just looks at me, going, but you the one that said we must move. And now I'm like, shit, how do I even pay for nappies and all this shit? Ooh,
Yo.
ooh. It was like about 3, 4 months of extreme going through the most and me messaging my landlord going, I can't pay you.
Wow.
I I can't. I apologize, but I can't even move out until I got that email. This is your final warning. If we don't get rent this month, we'd like for you to please evict within the next 2 weeks. Be like, oh. And then luckily, just at the end of those 2 weeks, my tax returns came back. I was like, yes, tax returns. I paid all the fees, paid off all my debt, and then I was poor again. Same time. Like, but Joburg is great now.
Yeah.
It's great now. I'm settling in. I know how things work. And salary is a lot bigger compared to Cape Town. Because, well, hey, I'm being honest, they pay better.
Yeah, I know. No, that's no secret. Every comedian
Yeah.
says go to Joburg if you wanna make money, and that's true. They do pay better. Um,
Well, I come to Cape Town to perform for fun now.
yes, yes.
I don't go, I'm gonna make a killing.
Look, I mean, it's
I can over time
yes,
with a lot of money being spent. But if I'm going to be there for a week and I don't want to spend something like 50,000 Rand on marketing and space and so on and so forth, because I still need to make that 50 back, I want to go there, do some gigs and come back, then I get what I get. But
yeah,
I'm there to mostly have a good time.
yeah.
Because I always believe if I can't pay off my bills in a week's amount of work, the gig is not worth it.
No,
Rather
that,
stay at
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely correct. You need to look at yourself like that. You need to value yourself as a comic and as a performer, because at the end of the day, we are self-made businesses
Yeah.
that deserve you. You're talented, and you deserve to get paid for your talent. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I will look at. I've been seeing some of these comments. There's something interesting happening. I think Nabila is whining a bit, and I mean that in a nice way. Not that. Oh, she says, "Sne broke my heart," and she's crying,
Nabila.
and she wants an
Nabila,
apology from you.
do you want it live or an SMS, an email? we we just need to specify these things. Because, like, yeah, I can give an apology now, but it won't last long. You know what I mean? If
she,
I email you,
she's
you have it.
she's
You can
turned.
screenshot it, you can print it, post it up on the wall, and look at it every day and be like, Snare apologized. Even you can burn my house, but you can come back to me and say, but you apologized. You see what I mean? So do you want me to say it or must I type it?
She's turned pretty much the whole chat against you.
Ah,
As Tracy Wagner has joined us, and uh, yo, she kind of, I don't know. Wow, was this necessary, Tracy? Can
is it Wagner or Wagner?
Wagner probably. Can Sne flex his nostrils like I can? Perhaps we can compete, because she said earlier that those nostrils, I can see his brain. So yeah.
Uh, she's probably seen some of my stand-up comedy material and she's copy pasting.
Okay. All right.
Good for you for listening, Tracy.
Shame. Nabila says heartbroken. Just say sorry.
Must I say sorry? Okay, I'm gonna say sorry. But we have to make it look good.
Okay.
Nabila. Nabila, Nabila. I know you want an apology. An apology you won't get now. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Nabila. I apologize. You are incredible. You are amazing. I should not have said those nasty things. Please buy my album.
Okay. Cool. So there we go. We Snay has apologized. Be cool, Nabila, and be cool, Tracy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are at the halfway mark, and usually this is where we play the interrogation game. So you guys, we have a few a few viewers, so you guys can help us interrogate each other. I'm going to explain just in case there is someone in the chats that doesn't know how to play this game. So basically, how it works is Sne and I have prepared 3 statements for tonight. One of those statements is a lie. So I'm going to pop up those statements on the screen. We're going to read them to each other, and then we have to interrogate each other to find out which one is the lie. And obviously, for the person who's being interrogated, they have to try and divert the person away from the truth. So I will do it. I will interrogate you first so that you can get a feel for how it works. And then
Do you know what this sounds like? This doesn't sound good. I'm going to stab you first so you can feel exactly how the motion of the knife enters a body. Okay, Joe, I'll trust you.
damn, dude, interrogation. A knife. Damn.
I'm ready.
All right, so your statements are. Let me just pop them up here. Cool. So the first statement, and okay, so 2.5 minutes to interrogate you. I'll keep you updated with the time that I have left. The viewers can help me guess which one they think is the truth or the lie. Now, first statement is I once got knocked out by a bouncer. That makes sense. After what you said to Nabila, that makes sense. I once. I was once a youth pastor. That's okay. And the third one is I once broke my upper jaw. Cool. All right. My 2.5 minutes begins now. Okay, so you say you were a youth pastor for what? For which church? What was the name of the church?
You want the name of the church?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to give that detail?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm asking. Come on.
Okay, His People Church.
Okay. You stalled a bit there. I think you were thinking of the name. I once broke my upper jaw. What? How old are you when you broke your upper jaw?
How old was I? 13? 12? 12?
I feel like that's something you wouldn't forget, man.
What was that bad at my...
Okay, I have a minute. I have a minute, 45 seconds. How did it happen? How did you break your jaw?
How did I break a jaw? A group of friends were sitting in the middle of a hill, and they're like, Sne, hey, come chill with us. Instead of joining them from the bottom of the hill, I decided to join them from the top to where they're going. But I didn't like shimmy down. I walked. So naturally, momentum did its thing. And I ran past them. And I was like, ah! And then I tripped and I fell face first on concrete. And then
I feel like you
broke my upper
edited
jaw.
Jack and Jill story here. But okay, I have 1 minute left. I once got knocked out by a bouncer. Okay, so where? What was this? A club? Was this a gig? What?
This was on Log Street,
Okay, which place in Long Street?
there by Joburg.
Oh yeah, there
I
is a
had
place called Joburg. Yeah, I forget about that.
And the funny thing is, I had nothing to do with the damn argument. Fuck. Absolutely nothing. There I was chilling outside with a girl I was chasing.
Okay.
Kaki brothers, a girl I was chasing over there in Cape Town. So now this girl starts arguing with the bouncer and then says, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up. And the bouncer says, you keep quiet, otherwise I'm going to fuck your boyfriend up.
Oh.
Now I'm saying they're going, listen, I'm not the boyfriend, hey. Yes, I want some nookie, but then she says to the guy, if you don't shut your mouth, he's gonna fuck you up.
No.
So I stepped in between just to, diffuse the fight. And then now I'm just trying to talk to her. Next minute, in the face.
Wow. Okay. Well, my time's up, and I gotta make a call. So the chats are saying number 1 is true. I need the lie, guys. Which one do you think is the lie? Three is a lie. Okay, so some people think number three is the lie. And okay, that's pretty much all the help I'm getting. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I also think three is the lie. I think you were too stuttery with the broke the jaw thing, because the bouncer you got, like, you were there. You were like, I asked about that and you were there. And unless you're just a really good liar, because you see, that's the thing, guys. Remember, he's a flipping good actor. Like, he's an award-winning actor here. Mm-hmm.
So what's your final answer there, Jack?
Three. I'm gonna go with three. A lot of people think it's three. I'm gonna go with three.
Do you want to know if you're correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're wrong.
What?
No, you got it wrong. The first one's wrong.
You didn't get knocked out by a bouncer.
No.
Oh man, that was such a good story too. I'm like disappointed. And then everyone started saying three. They also thought three. Yeah, they also thought three. That you. Wow. Sorry guys, we all lost. Number one was the lie.
It's because the first one has some truth to it, but I wasn't knocked out by a bouncer.
Okay, you remember that strategy when you interrogate me now.
Oh, are you giving me a clue?
No.
It's late, Joe.
All right, so here are my statements. I don't know if you want to write them down, but you can if you want to. Otherwise, I will only start the time when you are sure that you have them in your mind. But you can ask me at any point to repeat the sentence.
Okay, let me type it out as a chat here.
Okay.
Number one.
Number one, I performed stand-up for the first time in college.
For the first time in college?
Yeah.
There's already an inconsistency there because of our conversation, but okay. Number two.
Number two, I once acted in a Warner Brothers movie. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number three.
I played Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
You played Joseph
in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, the play.
As the father or as Joseph?
As Joseph. I played Joseph.
Yeah, but I mean as Joseph later on. Okay, all right. I got them here. You can start the clock.
All right, here we go.
Let's begin with number three. You played Joseph. So you played Joseph.
Mm-hmm. In college.
What was the solo song?
There are so many. You want the first one?
The one in the prison bars.
Oh, crap. Okay, so he grabs the bar. I can't remember. I'm going to be honest.
Don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't want to sing again. No. It was a very tough time for me.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is there a reggae number in the show?
I'm trying to remember the scripts. Yes. But it's very short.
Okay. Okay, all right. I see your theater knowledge there. I once acted in a Warner Brothers movie. I can believe it.
Really?
I can believe it. But the important question here we need to ask is, was it one of those you stand here and fake talk roles? Or, good morning, Joe. Here's your script. The green room's there.
Actually, it was the second one. Here's your script. The green room's there. A combination. Okay, I'll be honest. A combination of both.
What fee did you get from it?
Like, I think like 3K or something.
In dollars?
No, rand.
In rand?
Yeah, it was very. I didn't play a very prominent role, but I wasn't an. I didn't play a prominent role, but I wasn't an extra either.
What year?
2000, and it was after I was done with college, so that would have been 2012, 2013, somewhere there.
Okay. Let's go to number
30
one.
seconds.
Perform stand up for the first time in college.
Yeah.
But when did you finish college again?
2011.
2011.
Yeah. Like the end of 2011.
And early on in our conversation, you said we started around about the same time, right, Joe?
Yes, we did. It was around that
Hmm.
time.
But I had only been in Cape Town since 2014, Joe.
No. Okay,
Yes, Joe.
then I made a mistake previously.
No, Joe, you're a liar. You're a liar. Order! Order in the back! What are these lies, Joe? Hmm? Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, Joe? Because I met you in 2014, but you said in 2011, 2012, roundabout then, you were in college and we met roundabout then. No, Joe. Okay, what does everybody else think? I need to hear.
3. They think 3 is the lie.
They think three's. Can people not give you the benefit of the doubt, though? Can people not be just selfish? Allow him to achieve his dream like Joseph. Okay. Am I out of time?
Yes.
So he performed stand up for the first time in college. Performed stand up for the first time in college. College. But also, we call it university. I once acted in a Warner Brothers movie. Okay, number two is true.
Thank you.
It's too ridiculous for it not to be. The other two, perform stand up for the first time in college. You play Joseph. I say I'm gonna stick with number one.
Okay.
Final answer.
Okay, I'm going to come clean and I'm going to be very, very, very honest because I think I made a mistake with number 1. I wasn't focused when I wrote it down. The first time, technically, I ever performed stand up was in front of my friend Nathan, but it was just one guy. So I don't know if that counts.
No, it does not count.
Okay, so no, I'm just being clean. I'm just being honest. Wait. Don't laugh. Wait. Okay, wait.
Wait, did your friend Nathan pay? Did he pay entrance?
Did you what?
Did he pay entrance?
No. Oh, okay.
If he did, I was gonna be destroyed and go. The one guy paid. Okay.
And then I did perform in college. I did, but technically that I was confused because that isn't the first time I performed stand up. If that makes sense.
What do you mean? What was the? Where were you in
What
college?
counts? Okay, let's first define this. What do you define performing stand up for the first time? That I
I'd
think that
say in front of an audience.
that I don't know. Does the audience have to have paid to see me?
Ah, no,
Okay,
because we still do gigs where people don't pay.
okay. So it was college then. It
Fuck you
was
guys.
it was
We work
college.
hard, pay gigs.
It was college then. It was.
Shit. If you say number two, I'll be upset. I'd rather prefer that I'd actually say my second choice is number three. But if it's number two, then you know how much faith I have in you, Joe.
3. 3 is the lie.
Three's a lie.
Yeah.
So what is it? Just your favorite musical?
No. I actually was in that play. I played Jacob. I played Joseph's father.
So I was onto something there.
Yeah, you were. You were.
Okay. So maybe I'm in the wrong career choice. I should have been studied in Ngubete.
Joseph's mother, she was quite the yeah. That part I remember. When you asked me the question of the jail thing, I was like, "Ah, man." Because Jacob only has 2 freaking lines in the entire flipping thing. So, I mean,
And has a fake beard.
yeah.
This was all his sons.
All right. And the Warner Brothers movie was I wouldn't say small movie. It was, I don't know if you watch Ellen DeGeneres, and she discovered these 2 little girls, Gracie and Sophie. and
Yes.
they came to South Africa to film their movie.
Yeah.
Sophie and Gracie's something royal journey or
Did
whatever.
you play the announcer?
No, that was Nick Rabinowitz.
Did he play the announcer?
Yeah, he was the
Because I think
MC.
if you see the movie, there's a role. I remember auditioning for that to play some announcer of Will and Grace and give them do like some long intro thing, and they come along and they start dancing or something like that.
Yeah. That they also I auditioned for that one as well. They ended up, from what I understand, giving it to Nick Rabinowitz, and
Yeah.
I ended up being a ice guy number one.
This is crazy. So right now, Ellen DeGeneres is not feeding the children of the future in South Africa for 3,000 rand. Ellen, no, man. Ellen, I cannot. I cannot. That's rude. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually also like one of the first few roles I auditioned for in Cape Town.
Yep. Yeah, it was way back when. I That was the only cool movie set I've ever been on, because that was Warner Brothers. That was like big.
Yeah.
That was big budget. Like when you said, "Oh, did they give you a script?" and then you go to a trailer. I did. It was small,
Yeah.
but there was aircon. There was a bed. There was like, and then they were like, "Hey, it's lunchtime." I was like, "Oh, cool, flipping
Yo,
food." Warner
dude, the
Brothers,
life
man.
of an extra is the roughest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Extras, you just arrive,
yeah. They
and
don't
then
give
they're
a
like,
fuck.
you, they ask where must to go. They're like, just be around,
Yeah.
just not in shot, but just be around, and then we'll tell you when. And then once the extras are on set, they all shout at them, guys, we can hear you. Move your mouths, but don't make a sound. Now you see extras going,
Yeah.
but they're doing it at the same time. Nobody's listening to this conversation. They're just both going, what kind of conversation is this? I never want to be an extra in life. It's too deep.
No. It's not worth it. I did it like once or twice. I hated it. And then I actually I was pursuing acting for the first 2 years after college. I was pursuing it, but my agent, and I'm not going to mention their name. I'm not going to, like. I'm sure she's found her way now, but
Name and shame.
no. They didn't really do anything wrong to me. They never snide me or anything like that. It's just you know, you get a brief from an agent,
Ah,
and then it says, well, what's the word they always used to say? uh, Arab, which is fine. I do look a bit Arab, or Hispanic, that's fine, or Indian, that's fine, or so that look criteria, I think I can fit in. And then they say athletic with muscle, and I'm like, okay, clearly my agent
look,
has forgotten how I look.
now you must get fit in 2 days.
I mean, and then there was this one gig, man, I got, and I was an idiot. I'll tell you the story. Okay, so you're probably gonna facepalm yourself, but so I it's like the one thing, like even me, I'm like, if I could go back in time and punch myself, I like really really hard. I was given an opportunity to be a recurring in a commercial as an actor,
Yeah.
and or as a character, and it was a German commercial thing, and they loved me. They like loved me, and they were like, "Cool, we want to use you, but we're not sure which dates we're gonna be on. So those dates need to be available. You need to have these dates available." So they gave me 3 dates, and I
Yeah.
said, "Cool, I'm available for all of them except for one," and that broke the deal because they're like, no, you need to be available for all of them. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna choose comedy. I knew it.
Oh man,
I was young. I was young. I was just
Joe,
starting.
you do realize that from today you have to ensure that you become a billionaire, right? Because then when you like in your 90s, you can tell the story again and go, so I chose comedy and jump into your Lambo and drive for no reason. But if you're poor, 40 years
What?
from now.
Snake, why do you think Snake, why do you think I work so hard, Snake? Why do you think I work so hard? I'm trying.
Hey man, we live and learn from our mistakes. It's okay. It's
And
sorry,
then,
guy.
like, it was a stupid commercial, but they told me, oh, we're gonna, like, if they're, I was told by my agent, she said, like, they loved you. Is there no way you can change the date? They know that, like, this will lead to, like, more commercials for you. She was really trying to sell it. And yeah, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but then also that's where you know that these certain companies as well are playing around. Because I mean, it's one day. It's literally one day, and they can make a plan. They really can make a plan.
Yeah.
Because for me, with hearing what you're saying, what they want in briefs, is a lot kinder than what I've received.
Really?
My briefs have changed over time. The briefs I used to get you to be strapping, black African male, looks muscular,
Oh
tall,
no, I got that once.
and then they changed. They changed over time to must not be attractive as the opening line. And this is now me reading the brief. I've got it. Must not be attractive, not too tall, but must be lovable. And I'm just like, yeah. That's
Sign
you
me
like
up.
essentially talking like a pug. I'm looking for a dog that's like we can love, but yarr, when you look at it. So every time I read that brief, I'm like, and what's worse is when you get it. They're like, we want you. Because it confirms that you are that. I go, oh no. Oh no. That's where sometimes I just smile. I'm like, it's fine. I've got a boy. I'm engaged and somebody wants me. This industry.
Shame. Oh man. Well, maybe I should get back into it because if they're looking for like, not too looking, heavy build. That's how they say it. Heavy build. I'll fit in, sort of.
And I love the PC words that they use because I know you want to use the word ugly in your eyes. I know you want
Less
to. Must be
attractive.
not good looking.
Yes.
The
Or less
opposite of
attractive.
what we want.
I got this once. Less attractive than the lead. I promise you, that's what less attractive than the lead.
So now it means when you go casting, they must just have the lead's picture there.
Yes.
Stand here. And they go away. Fuck, that is rude.
We got Julian saying, Sne, you are a funny man. Thank you, Julian. Julian actually was with me in college. He was, correct me if I'm wrong. No. Julian did not. So in college, where we were,
Yeah.
Northern College, I was in first year. He was in second. He was the higher grade. And he, for their play at the end of the year, they did The Boyfriend. And I was in that. And then I can't remember, Julian wasn't in the Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. So he didn't see that embarrassment.
Well, the question we're all wondering now is, where is Julian now in life? Julian, did you make the right decision? With That's Funny Insurance, we can make sure that you are covered.
I'm literally going to cut that out now and make a meme. Who knows? Maybe you'll get some voice work.
Hey, man. Tough times.
Tough times, yeah.
Take it. Share it.
Oh, look at Nabila. She's being nice. Sne, you are funny.
No. I want to hear it from Nabila because the way you said it.
No. I promise. Sne, you are
No,
funny with a
the way-
very excited face.
No, I trust what she said, but the way you said it made me feel very undermined.
No, no,
It's
no.
like when you have sex with someone and you go, "How was that for you?" And they're like, it was good." No, it wasn't. Because of the way you said it, I can hear that it wasn't. So I trust Nabila for when you went, Snare, you are funny. Whereas if you went, Snare, you are funny, man. I
Okay,
trust you.
wait.
No, don't fucking rehearse it. That's even worse. That's even worse.
Wait.
Oh no.
Snake, you are funny.
There's never been a statement that sounds more like it needs a but. That needs a but.
You are funny, Snake.
Can you imagine saying that to someone who's about to be fired? Joe, you are funny. But we have to lay off a few people, and unfortunately, we must let the comedy go.
Oh, I can't breathe. Okay, okay, but she says, okay, I'm going to try and read this fairly. She says, for real, you are funny. Is that better? I'm not delivering it correctly. I'm sorry, Nabila. Just send him a voice note on Instagram or something.
This is like getting better and better with each comment. You're fired, but you're funny. If someone comes in,
Yeah, I agree with him. You are funny, but you're fired.
thank you, Nabila.
Oh, man, this is
I
funny.
appreciate it.
All right, so we're almost at the end of the show, but I always like to ask this to the guests on the show. Please, you must have one. Everyone has one. Give us the story in as much detail as you like of the most embarrassing gig you've ever done.
Yo, Joe, yeah? Are you here to hurt me? Like, is this how people leave the show with such a heaviness and darkness? Show me here on this doll where they touched you as a last thing. Like, Joe, okay, shit, okay. Let's let it out. Okay, for me, it's two. The
That's
one
fine.
was a gig, and then the one was a gig for Jesus.
Oh boy, okay, that sounds interesting.
So I'd say the worst for me was doing Rob's gig. Ooh, we were doing like these gigs to promote the festival in Cape Town because it now moved from Grahamstown to Cape Town. So we're doing gigs just to promote Pans on Fire and Twaki and Kone. So we were going into office spaces to do some comedy and some impromptu performances. So the first company we go inside there, it's dope. It's the whole office sits by the couch, it's like 40 people. And now we're like, so this is what it's going to be like. Great. We pumped. We go to the second office, the last one for the day. And we go inside there and it's just men, first of all. And we know guys, when there's too many guys together, it's an issue. We need lady to balance. We go inside there and there's 4 people in the office. And I'm like, 4? Are we performing for these 4 people? They're like, yeah. So we're like, where? We get taken to some boardroom with a table. Inside there, these guys sit down. There's no space to stand and even. So I sit down on one of the chairs. I'm next to one of the guys who work for the place. And then now Rob is like, we've got the performance for you. We've got the amazing Sne right there. Good 15 minutes of comedy. Go for it, Sne. Do some comedy. But the way he looks at me, he's like, you're about to die for 15 minutes. After he does his presentation, he sits directly next to me. And he watches me like this. Now I'm sitting next to an office guy. One of the other office people leaves. Now we're down to 3. And this is when I still have the guitar. And it's all set up. So now I'm like, I've got a song. I'm doing my setup. This guy is busy replying to me, having a conversation. And he's fucking up the whole setup. Now we missed the important setup. And then Rob's like, why don't you play the song for him? Like, okay. Now I'm sitting next to a guy playing a song, and it's just me now singing to grown ass men in their 30s who have other things to do. This like an IT company. They've got some programming to go do right now. But here's this black guy straight out from university trying to make them laugh with the guitar. As soon as I finished, I said thank you. Thank you very much. And I put the guitar back in my bag, and I just waited for Rob to give me the cue to leave. As soon as I left, the way he died laughing at me, just to add that extra layer of salt. And I'd say the worst for me was my gig for Jesus. I say it's a gig for Jesus because it's back in my Christian days. We were at a church, and now praise and worship is happening. I'm getting, and as well, we're like, oh my word, the Holy Spirit is doing amazing stuff in the room. And I'm living my best life music. Then I hear someone going, is there anyone here who's a praise singer? So I'm like, I sing. I can praise the Lord. So I raise my hand. I'm like, sure. They're like, oh, you young men, come along and do some praise singing for the Lord. I'm like, okay, get on stage. And then I grab the mic, and now there's 200 congregants in front of me. So that's definitely a gig. We were sold out that day. Holding the mic. And then as I got on stage, I clicked as to what he was actually saying. Because you have someone who sings praise, but you get a praise singer, like a poet. That's a praise singer. Those closer guys, that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do that. So now I'm on stage, I'm holding the mic, and they're all waiting for me to do praise singing. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. I didn't realize that's what he meant. So I'm just like, let's sing that song we were singing just now, Unto the Lord. They played the backtrack, and I sang the song, and I just passed the mic back over, and I left. Now it was like, and the praise singing. I thought he meant, but he meant. Haven't been to that church in years. That was my last gig in East London. I'm okay with the stuff, guy. I'm okay. That's why I'm very specific now when it comes to gigs. Yeah.
This is why. And
do you know how rough? Do you remember how rough Armchair was?
Oh fuck! I hate Armchair. Like I respect it. I respect it.
I got threatened before I got on stage, and they didn't even know me. Like we were all dying that night. It was new material night, and then they go, "Okay, and welcome stage, your last act for the night, Sne Dladla," and I hear, "You better be funny."
Yeah.
Like
that was Nabila. That was Nabila.
Probably was. Probably was. Just trying to raise me up to become better. Because when that was shouted, I threw out all the new material. I was like, fuck this. I'm going back to greatest hits tonight because I'd rather have a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is some funny stuff. Look, I've explained my most embarrassing gig on this platform. I think what's nice is every comic has a different moment or a different gig that really because I think it's important for our viewers to see, like, we go through some hectic shit. Like, it's not all rock star, like, good gigs are funny all the time. People ask for the weirdest stuff. I mean, okay, I'll give you a very short one. Have you ever heard Ralph and Furion's most embarrassing gig?
Was it the one with the funeral?
Yes. And then
it doesn't get any lower. It doesn't. I'm doing fine.
And then have you heard Long John's most embarrassing gig? That one is a very close second to Rob's one. I mean, I actually don't know which one's worse. Okay, so you know Rob's one, right? So for those of you who don't know, you got to go and see Long John's interview. Watch the whole thing. He's a super funny guy, but bit of a spoiler here. He answers his most embarrassing gig in a nutshell. He was doing a corporate, and he was doing a corporate. They didn't tell him anything. They didn't tell him, like, they just said, "Oh, we want you to do like 30 minutes, okay, at 4 o'clock or whatever, right?" But they didn't tell him what the corporate was about. Like, was it a year-end function or whatever? No, they didn't say anything like that. They just, it's a corporate gig. We need you at 4 o'clock. You do 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Before they brought him on, they fired the entire people that were there.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. I would have loved to watch that. Not because I want him to be sabotaged, but I just want to witness. So everyone's fired? Now you want them to laugh? Okay.
The guy literally told them, like, that was the point where you thought the comedy would blow, or at least ease the pain.
No. Do the comedy first. Make them so happy that if you fire them, it's less of a fall. I feel, because you can't revive dead people. It is what it is. Because for me, I would have gone on and be like, so, do you want to talk through what just happened? There's not a single joke that will help you right now. Because, guy, I had a similar gig as well.
Really?
But luckily, they weren't fired that day.
Oh, okay.
People were fired during that week.
Okay.
So they were taken on some retreat getaway thing for some team building, just to repatch the team. And then they tell me as I arrive, so listen, people were fired this week. Please don't mention any of that. We just bringing the energy up. Don't do any jokes about people being fired and all of that. I'm just like, this is deep. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got there, I was like, I heard that some people were laid off. You're the ones that survived.
Nothing brings the team back.
Yes. I was like, congratulations. Because the thing is, this is what I feel like in comedy, man. You can't ignore the elephant in the room. It's bad for you to do that.
That is true.
So rather admit to it and say it's awkward right now. So let's acknowledge that it's awkward. Then we can move on.
Yeah.
The minute I said that, people relaxed. They were like, oh, okay, so we can laugh about this shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
They were more worried about the bosses.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you guys still got your jobs. Sorry about your friends, but
Are they
good.
Are they still a client?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then even better.
No, if it went bad, of course not. I'd never. I'd have to keep this to myself. And also, they are major companies, so such stories, they'd make sure they're under wrap. Don't ever share this with anyone ever again.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we've gone a bit over time, but it's been a hell of entertaining. As I told you, I usually give the guests a moment to give their final thoughts, whatever that might be. So, yeah, whatever you want to say to our viewers now or our future viewers, go ahead.
First thing I want to say is, Nabila, I apologize for any defamation of your name I may have caused. I've become a better man now because of this hour, and I'll never do it again. If anybody else chooses to be mean on these platforms, be mean, but be nice afterwards, just so you know we are better people. And most importantly, this is what I need you to please do. Go to my account, stop_and_Sne. Then there's this blue button that says follow. If you press it, it will become not blue. That's all you need to know.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sne Dladla giving a very nice personal message to Nabila. Nabila, also from me, I was just kidding. I saw what you said in the comments. You're rough, Joe. I was just kidding. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Mr. Fasan, Julian, Nabila, Mario, Tracy, you guys are so fantastic. Always great support. Please share this with everyone. If you enjoyed the show and you feel like you're in a giving mood, remember there is a link to the donation box in the description below. Please go check that out. Tomorrow night, just a reminder, it is roast night, and I have Chantel Fenter and Nelson Dugavea on the show. We're gonna roast each other. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's at 8:30 tomorrow evening. You guys know it's a very different vibe, and we encourage you to tune in because you get to roast us as well. So, but yeah, if you roast us, then get prepared or be prepared to be roasted back. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more shows coming up next week. Nick Robinowitz is on the show on Monday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, and until the next one, thanks again. Love y'all, and I'll catch you at the next one. Good night.